Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bro You Haven't podcast, brought to you by myself, Adam Claydon, and the two disgustingly foul-mouthed boys, JJ Harding and Joshua Aiken. We get a bit excited at the start. There's a lot of bleeps, okay? If you don't like foul language, fuck off. We are doing an episode about armour and aesthetic in video games, so if that's your thing, stay tuned. If you don't like foul language, don't stay tuned. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, so just please don't stay tuned. Very good. Good costumes, boys.
Thank you.
And good clapping in your costumes.
Thank you very much.
You clapped. JJ is wearing a tunic, and he clapped as if he only had one arm, which was amazing. Like it had been chopped off.
Yeah, because I was setting up my mic, and then...
And Joshua looks like he's about to drop the best country and western record of the decade.
I'm a little bit country, and you're a little bit rock and roll.
How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Josh quite literally is the boy named Sue.
Sue Sylvester.
I am the boy named Sue. I am the boy named Sue. I'm actually the boy named Penelope. That's actually my birth name.
Ah.
Yes, yeah. I remember your mum telling me.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That wasn't a your mum joke. We just went out for a nice meal.
No, it just sounded like one, and was as offensive as one.
Mate, you sound really echoey.
I'm in the big room in my house. It might be... I don't know if that'll pick up on the mic, actually.
I don't know, yeah.
And he's here to do some business in the big room in his house.
Big room in his house.
If it does come across echoey, then that's okay. I will not fix that in post.
Yep, I apologise to the people at home. If this comes across really echoey, it's because I live in a mansion now. And I'm not going to apologise.
He might as well, to be honest. It's one of the nicest flats I've ever seen.
I'm not going to apologise for being filthy, stinking rich.
Well, no, ladies and gentlemen, because Josh was explaining this to us the other day, that actually in Scotland, if you're in debt, and you're in debt for a very long time, they pretty much just fucking ignore it.
Yeah, it just goes away after a while. To be fair, it's great.
That's the aim with like student finance. Like if you leave the country for more than 5 years and don't come back, they just like erase your student finance. So that's the aim.
Do they?
Student loans up here, if you don't pay it back for I think it's 6 years, it just goes away.
Fuck me.
6 years?
Something like 6 years.
Fucking hell.
But I guess though, like the idea is you have enough money to be able to pay it back. So like the system works. That's why.
Yeah.
Whereas like what you're saying is that you after having done your degree, you have not earned a sufficient amount of money to even start paying it back. So therefore the system's like flawed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly what it means.
Yeah.
It's exactly what a performing arts degree gets you.
Yep. Nothing.
Just nothing.
They knew exactly what they were doing when they loaned me money, so fuck them.
Adam.
Hello.
What are we talking about this week?
This week we are it's this week. There's been a break. We've had a week off because Josh has moved house, I'm moving, JJ's been in Yorkshire. It's all been crazy. But this week we are talking about video game aesthetic and video game skins, armors, the looks, the beautiful scenery, the little things we spend loads of money on in Apex to make us look really cool and sad.
This is the first time that beauty can be considered skin deep only. The first time and the only time. So if anybody out there is thinking otherwise, you're fucking wrong.
There was a lot to like discuss there, I think.
Intense words. There's a lot to unpack with that one.
Look, okay. I know Josh has got a fat ass, alright? But
There we go.
I'm joking. Don't put that in, actually.
Listen, I've never masked that. I've never masked that, but a fat ass can get you a lot of places in the world. I'll leave it at that.
That's the first lesson they teach you at drama school when they hand you that loan. But a fat ass can get you somewhere.
That's in Scotland. They hand you the loan and they say, doesn't matter if you can't pay this back, as long as you've got a fat ass, you'll go places.
PHAT.
PHAT, fat.
I'm really sorry about saying this E word in such rapid succession then.
What?
We've surpassed the amount of we've used in every episode already, so I feel like we're due a episode.
Our imaginary sponsors are rolling around in their graves right now.
My little editing brain is thinking, how many beeps can we get away with?
We've reached the threshold.
Yeah, like when they make films on sitcoms on the BBC. Have you seen The Thick of It?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking brilliant. Like they have some of the most like well placed swearing I've ever seen or ever heard of in like a sitcom. But like they basically use their whole quota so early that they just had to like shorten the series. they couldn't literally, the series is only 3 episodes long each series because they'd use their whole quota of in such a short amount of time.
Captain, these are coming from all angles. The ship can't handle any more.
Pew 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 pew.
Ah, I'm hit.
Damn it!
The have got me.
They shot me in the.
Okie dokie. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm thinking how much of that is salvageable.
In fact, if it isn't salvageable, let's just put this in. Yeah, we just cut out that recent bit there, so there might be a little bit of distortion. We used the C word and, well, frankly, an obscene amount, and that's not fair on you. Enjoy the pod.
Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did fornicate with that woman. I did have sexual relations with that woman.
did not have sexual relations.
I would love to answer your question at this time. However, my attorney has advised me not to say anything at this exact moment. I think that's Epstein, you know.
Is it not Clinton?
Cunton.
No, I think. Well, the one I saw was Epstein.
Oh, yeah, I know what one you're talking about. Yeah, that's Epstein. Your boy Jeff.
The boy. Don't call him that. Don't call him as if you revere him. Oh my god.
I don't revere him.
I think it would be such a shame if we sodomise the Jeff name. Well, there are a lot of good Jeffs. It's not like Adolf.
I know a lot of good Jeffs.
Fucking, you think Adolf is bad? Have you ever met anyone called Judas?
No.
Exactly.
I wish. I really wish.
Ba-da-bow!
What's the formatting for this episode? Like, I know what we're talking about, but what's the format here? Is there a format?
Never a format.
I don't know. Usually, Josh. Usually, I have loads of notes, and I'll bring up each particular topic subtly. I was awake at 7:30 yesterday, and I didn't get to bed until about 8:30 in the morning today.
Wait, so if JJ doesn't have any notes and I don't have any notes,
I've got answers. I've got answers for whatever questions come. But
I have my usual quick fire mile a minute brain.
I got some questions then. Okay, off the top of your head, what's the most beautiful open world game ever? Go.
Oh, fuck you, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Vanilla edition Skyrim. No, I'm so joking.
I mean,
OG Skyrim.
Red Dead 2 on the most current gen.
Is it looking beautiful?
Oh man, I love it. I'm still playing it.
I haven't played it on the PS5 yet.
I'm replaying it on the PS5 just because it looks fucking gorgeous.
I'm playing Borderlands 3 again on the PS5.
Woo! Yes, I've got it as well. Fingers crossed I'll have Wi-Fi in the new place. But Josh, do you still wear your outfit when you play the game?
What, as in, like this outfit when I'm sitting?
The one you're wearing right now.
When you're playing Red Dead 2, are you wearing your full-on
do you wear that whenever
cowboy
you play?
man?
Well, I'm right now, of course. Why would I wear anything else?
How much does the hat cost you?
This isn't actually my hat. This hat belongs to my flatmate. And it was very, very nice of him to let me wear it. I have wore it nearly every single day we've been in this flat. We've been in since Friday. And I've had it on for varying periods of time.
I do that as well. Like I've got a collection of obscure hats or masks, and I'll just walk around the house like cleaning in a mask, or like I've got a little Nepalese hat that I wear sometimes.
Well, you can't wear them. It's not as if you're not going to wear it in public. You're not going to wear it in public, so like you might as well wear it at home.
I've got my top hat over here. I might just whack that on. Should I just do
Put
that?
your top hat on right now.
Okay, 2 secs.
Put it on. I have to admit, right?
I don't feel complete without it.
Hey, look at this guy.
Hey.
Oh, what a distinguished gentleman.
I have to put my headphones underneath it, so it's sort of resting. I will give a photo. I'll take a photo for the Instagram another time.
The modern day gentleman. I've also took a photo for the Insta, but I will...
Top hats were not made for having headphones on top of your head.
Yes, they were.
Here we go. I'm nearly there.
Just by a giant race of people with huge heads.
Sick. That's beautiful. I think that's what they're going to show on, like, when we get caught out and the Sun gets involved. They're going to take that photo and plaster it all over the front of the Sun newspaper.
But I always wonder is, so like different types of fashion in different periods were all born out of like a specific reason. So like certain things were made and became fashionable because they like signified something, or they looked a certain way, or they, you know, cowboy hats to keep the sun out of your eyes, shit like that. Why were top hats made and popularised? Like why were they a thing, and why were they such a sign of wealth just because they were a big hat?
It's a power play thing. It's because you would seem taller than the poor.
It's something to do also with looking like a steam engine, looking like a factory. Because you're in the factories as well.
It's because they want to be trains.
It's because all they want to be is steam powered. I got
Steam heat. Goes all the way back to the Industrial Revolution, when a man once tried to wear a factory chimney on his head and was laughed out of the House of Commons.
Yeah, and that man was Scottish.
And that man grew up to be Ariana Grande.
That man grew up to be Anakin Skywalker.
Ariana Grande. All right. That's a question. Okay. What does Arthur wear on your Red Dead 2 saves?
What I'm wearing right now.
Literally what you're wearing right now.
Straight up classic outfit, just without the neckerchief usually.
So a black hat, a brown long jacket.
His usual jacket, like his usual kind of hunting jacket that he wears. I keep his base outfit usually.
Wow, interesting. Okay, it is quite a nice base outfit, I do have to admit.
The jacket and the hat being most important. I sometimes change about like the shirt and things like that, but the jacket and the hat remain. I love them.
Nice. Yeah, this is something I was going to talk about actually. When especially these sort of big open world RPGs where you follow as a character the whole time, I find a lot, unless you're playing GTA 5, money is quite hard to come by. Like it's quite difficult to rack up a lot of money. Like Skyrim, it takes ages to even buy a house. Like, why am I going to spend money on armor when I could find it on quests or whatever? And the same as Red Dead. Like, I'd rather save up my money and buy a really good fucking horse. Do you know what I mean? Rather than change what he's wearing.
See, that's where we differ. Because I'm like, fuck a house, look at this armor kind of thing. And I'll spend all my money buying, like, iron and steel and shit. And making swords.
I always appreciate games that have like, a good economy, like the economy within the game works well, because so many games like Gold is just pointless.
The Witcher's an okay one. Oh, we have to talk about The Witcher with armors and shit.
I hate in games, in The Witcher's, but it might dovetail into The Witcher, see high power armor that just looks horrible, like high level armor or high defensive armor.
It doesn't really happen in The Witcher 3 because the best armors are the Witcher armors, and you have to go on like.
Well, it happens earlier on in The Witcher 3.
You have to go find them and shit. Basically, you have to.
Yeah, when you get those fucking armors, fat boy armors in The Witcher 3.
Well, that's what. It's based off like what was it, the 14th century? So it's kind of supposed to look like that. But that doesn't bother me. A lot of the armors in The Witcher are nice. You just need to know what you're looking for.
He's just saying you're wrong.
Bah.
Humbug.
You're saying I'm wrong in a roundabout way.
If you get the schematics for the look it up right now. Look at Witcher School armor sets. All of them are nice.
No.
Fucking do it.
He's not going to do that. He doesn't do his research before. He's not going to do his research during, is he?
I do it as a point of principle. I'm a man of few things, but one of them is principality.
The principle being, you don't want to be wrong.
The principle being, fuck you, JJ. if you'd let me finish, what I was saying is when earlier on in the game, the higher level armors that you can get, that you can easily just find, look shit. They're the ones that are the big fat boy armors. They're better than your Witcher armor, which doesn't make sense to me. The base armor you start with, you'd imagine would be really relatively decent armor.
The armor that you start with, I do have to say as well, looks freaking sick, and it is a shame
awesome
to take it off. It is a shame to take it off. But the thing is, with the armor set from the beginning, the general armor stat doesn't tend to be very good with any of the Witcher School armor sets, except for the bear armor, which I absolutely love.
Ursine, the School of Ursine.
Yeah,
or something
Ursine. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. But it's the bonuses that the Witcher armors give you that's better.
Yeah, they're tailored to different types of combat.
It'll be like an 80% resistance to slashing, and that is like crazy handy if you're against boys with swords and stuff like that.
I kind of prefer, though, rather than... I quite like an armor set that you have at the start, and you develop it, and you through certain perks you can add to it, like a perk tree. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
I quite like
That's what they do in The Witcher.
Yeah, from my brief time playing it, I think I might have got to that bit. I don't know, but I like you can put more of a focus into maybe like stealth. Like Horizon does that quite well. There's only 3 sets of armor you can really have. Like, okay, different colors, different variations, but a lot of the time you're leveling it up. The old Assassin's Creed used to do that as well. You could focus on stealth, you could focus on strength, you could focus on how fast you are and stuff like that. So
I was just going to say, in Final Fantasy VII, you don't have armor sets or anything like that, but you can change your weapon and you can change what bonuses they have. But the bonus you have, it's called materia, and each materia stone is actually a move set or an element that gives you that element's magic spell.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Or that move.
I like games... I can't think of an example, but I like the idea of this, and you'll be able to tell me if this exists. Like what Adam was saying, where it's like you have one set of armor and you just upgrade it and it sticks with you. That, but when you upgrade the armor, like cosmetically, it starts to look different from how you upgrade it. Does that exist?
That's The Witcher. That's The Witcher 3.
Is it? Oh yeah, so it is. There's the cat school armor and stuff like that. Yeah, it looks different. I remember now.
The only thing about that is with the Blood and Wine DLC, right? They added masterwork armors, which was the School of the Wolf, the School of the Cat, the School of the Griffin,
Manticore
the School
as well.
of the Manticore is something they added. That was pretty cool. School of the Bear, right? But I actually think some of the top upgraded versions looked a bit worse than the original. Because it was Master, and then there was Masterwork, and it was like, some of them looks a bit worse.
Yeah, they look a bit
Like, I think the Wolf School armor looks really cool because it's essentially he's wearing leather trousers, some high boots, right? Pretty standard stuff. But his jacket is cut off just before the belt. And he just looks like a cool rocker dude wearing an awesome leather jacket with chainmail, and you're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of my favourite things in the game, though, is when you spend so much time on a custom character, and you've given them like fucking pink hair, they've got green eyebrows, they got you've changed all this shit, and then you put them in a cutscene, and they're walking like
a circus clown.
Literally like a clown, and they're in this really serious scene with some American general just sort of and then you're just in your little fucking clown
That's
costume.
Literally the start of Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, it is. Mind you, I actually thought the character creation for that's pretty intricate.
Yeah, I was surprised.
You could break their nose and everything. It was crazy. No, but Inquisition especially, because I know the other ones were good, but they were older, do you know what I mean? Inquisition was that actually looks like a face on my screen.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, as you say, when you go to the cutscenes, it looks a little bit different, and you're like, oh.
You're like, oh no.
And sometimes it doesn't, they might have a high collar, but it doesn't match up, so half of their chin's poking through, or it sort of sits in front of their face, and sometimes it just the hair is so static, it doesn't move, and it's all just looks clunky. Nah, it's funny though.
Not for you.
Not for me.
So what did your Arthur wear, Adam?
Oh, so yeah, my Arthur. The first time I played, I didn't bother changing it. I thought, what's the point? But actually, start to notice, and when we get to our year anniversary, we'll do a proper episode on this because I've done so much research into Red Dead 2 recently. Just watching videos on YouTube, there's so much fucking good shit out there. There's a guy trying to do a pacifist run. I don't know if you've seen this.
What, of Red Dead 2?
Yeah, without killing a single person, and it's fucking crazy. We'll talk about it another time, though.
Can you do that?
Well, you can do it, right? Because
You can't quite. There's the bit you get stuck on is when that cutscene when you've gone into what's the fucking town, Valentine, and you're in the bar and you meet Dutch, and then outside John and can't remember who but they're like held up. You've got to shoot someone there, so you managed to get to that point without killing anybody. It was crazy.
oh, that sucks.
But he like lassos them, he beats them up, he has to like go around like disarming them, picking up the guns, throwing the guns away, lassoing people, tying them up here whilst he's being shot, and like it's the funniest thing to watch.
That's awesome.
My Arthur just wore normal stuff, but the second time I played through the game,
That's a shame.
I started to listen more to the NPCs, and they go, "Oh, Arthur, you look really hot in that." So I was like, "Oh, maybe I should change my coat or something." So I would go.
Arthur, my.
Whoa, just take it
Don't
off.
you look like a handsome boy today.
That ass looks fat!
It's so hot in this swamp.
Oh, Arthur's a sexy boy.
He's sexy and he knows it. But yeah, so I would listen to them and actually change my outfit according to what the ladies in the camp would say. They'd be like, "Oh, it's a bit chilly today," and then I'd be like, "Oh, put my coat on."
My man, slow down.
Yes.
Yes, my man.
Yes.
It's so
That's a
funny.
good
isn't it?
one.
Such a good episode.
Hungry for apples? What am I saying? This is a rip-off of Got Milk.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a new series coming. Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon announced the other day.
Yeah, the trailer's out for it.
Yeah, the trailer. Yeah.
My Arthur just has the longest hair he can. Occasionally, if it's raining, I'll wear a leather hat. This is how bad I am. If it's raining, I'll put a hat and probably a coat on. But he's in like a blue, he's in a burgundy miner's top. We've got a really nice dark leather bandolier. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Leather kecks and boots have gotta be over the trouser.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah. Always.
100%. If anybody who doesn't is a liar.
Do you not wear a hat?
Oh, and the hunter's vest, which is quite nice.
You don't wear a hat when it's not raining?
Yeah, I don't wear a hat when it's not raining.
Jesus. You psychopath. What kind of cowpoke doesn't wear a hat?
I go into my inventory and I put it on.
You're a sad little boy.
Psychotic. I'm indoors on a sunny day wearing a hat in real life.
It's because Arthur's so gorgeous. Like his face is always so well lit, and he's got those big baby blues. I think it's just because I fancy Arthur and I want to see more of his face.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. Do you guys own cowboy boots? I've got a pair of cowboy boots.
Funny story, I nearly owned a pair of cowboy boots in Greece that were £120.
That was really funny, you're right.
£120, they were euros.
Wow, really?
I'm just ignoring that because I don't like you.
No, I'm listening. Oh, Adam's being a dick, but I'm listening.
Yeah.
120 euros, 160 euros, and you didn't buy
No,
them.
it's fine, the story's done. I don't want to talk
Was that
anymore.
the story, though? Was that the end of the
was
story?
it
No, it wasn't the end of the story.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you buy him?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No,
You'll never know.
I'm gonna.
I mean, other than the fact that they were extortionate, why didn't you buy them?
You will never ever know, and neither will the listeners at home.
No skin off of my big fat nose.
And if you have a problem with not knowing that, then you can direct the hate towards Adam.
I would like to apologise. Please, may we hear the rest of the story?
No, the decision's
He's
final. I'm not telling you.
he's decided. You're not going to get him to.
The cowboy hat is on.
Can I tell you my cowboy boot story, and then if it's good enough, you can tell yours.
Yes.
All right. I feel like Josh is going to say it's not good enough either way.
Okay, it's quite short. I stole a pair of cowboy boots, and now I own cowboy I went to the costume store of a theatre I was doing a show at, and I I stole a pair of cowboy boots, and I've not told them ever since.
10 out of 10 for cowboy antics, but it's not good enough.
It's very cowboy of you. Just take what you want.
Very piratey of you, actually.
It was quite piratey, yeah. It was quite piratey. Well, I apologise. Yes, please forward the hate mail to me.
Forward the hate mail. They think that this is me raging, when in actual fact it's because I don't have a story, and I'm just milking that to cover up for the fact that there isn't actually a story for the boots. I just didn't buy them.
There isn't a cowboy boot story.
Okay, here's another one. Okay. Skyrim,
Yes?
right? What are you wearing?
Nothing at all.
Oh my god, Becky, what are you wearing to Whiterun?
Nothing at all.
Just the white pants, the white briefs.
That fucking Batman armour. That Batman armour I used to wear, you know, the fucking Nightwing armour or whatever it's called, that you get from the Thieves Guild.
Oh, the Nightingale armor?
Nightingale armour, I wear that.
That was nice. See, I was never a
Medieval Batman.
stealth. I definitely did a stealth playthrough of Skyrim because, I mean, we've all done 100 playthroughs of Skyrim.
Everyone does.
You can't not play that without being a stealthy archer. You can't
I know.
not play it without being a stealth archer. It's so suited towards it.
Nah, two-handed all the way.
I did try it.
They had some beautiful axes and great swords, like really nice.
If there's anyone there that managed to slog through and do a successful mage build, let me know in the comments, because I could never ever manage it. The first levels as a mage are hell.
You know who's done it? Michelle's done it. She was on the
done it.
podcast. She said she's done that, like, using all magicka, and
Ah, fantastic.
There we go. Shout out to you, Michelle.
she said she became so overpowered that it actually just became too easy. So maybe that's the way to go forward.
You can just do like fireball and shit like that, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, what I do with a mage build is I do a summoned Daedric sword in one hand and then a spell in the other, usually.
So that sword caster.
Yeah, because I always think summoning the swords on that game looked really cool, and they scaled with your level, so no matter what, you always had a good sword on you.
For Fallout 4, but not for Skyrim, I always go for the Silver Shroud.
That's cool.
The Silver Shroud.
Oh, what, the whole get up?
Yeah, and I do you know what? I will only use his pistol as well. I did, last playthrough I literally just walked around with him as the Silver Shroud with his hat on and his pistol, and that's all I would use for everything.
Love it.
Fallout. I always wore. It was some Minutemen armor you could get towards the end of the quest, but it was a blue jacket over the.
Is this the one that's basically on the cover of like?
No. No, not the jumpsuit. It was a blue long coat,
Dressed in gravy.
as in like Revolutionary America blue coat thing,
Yeah.
and it had a piece of boss armor underneath it. And it looks freaking sick. But there's a similar thing in Dark Souls 3. There was an armor set, and it was a full plate armor, right? But you had this like big coat over it, and it just looked apocalyptic-y and freaking awesome. I don't know why, but there's something about a leather coat over armor that looks really sick. Or like a duster like you have in Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, the ranger armor.
Yeah, it's nice, and you have the mask as well. Awesome.
This is a first on the podcast. Usually it's a full-on meal. It might be a burger, a pizza, his mum's delivered him some food.
He's only got a cornetto.
He's got a fucking cornetto.
I felt
Just one cornetto, give it to me.
I felt naked without eating something. Like we were in the middle there, and there was like something's missing.
Something's missing.
Something was missing. It's food. Can't not do this without eating.
Hang on. Something ain't right.
Guess the flavour.
Guess the flavour, hazelnut.
No.
No, it's pistachio. Look at it.
No, it's mint chocolate.
Oh, sexy.
So, Josh, you love the Nightingale armor. For me, I thought the banded iron armor looks the coolest. I love the because it was essentially a plate version of the iron armor. I like the iron armor as well because it was just a chest piece and nothing else. So you could show your big boy's arms. because they did have big boy arms. Fucking hell. They were all like Arnie, weren't they? If you were a Nord, you were massive.
Yeah, they were all fucking built.
Yeah. But that classic Skyrim helmet, the iron helmet, that was freaking awesome, man. It really was.
Yeah, the horns are sort of Viking, or not, obviously not actual Viking, but looking like stereotypical, not real Viking with the horns and shit.
Or if you did all the companions quest and you'd go up to the forge, you could eventually cast ancient Nord armor, but not the stuff you'd find. And it was like, some really cool horns on like a longer helmet, and the horns pointed downwards. Oh, it's very cool. You looks like a Nordic god. You look like an Odin or something. It was freaking sick.
Yeah, I could sort of imagine it.
What about you, Adam?
For Skyrim, just whatever was like the best one, really. Because a lot of the time, I would panic and then have to run away, and or if I was in a fight, I just want something that was just going to protect me.
Even in the game where the AI has like a 0.2% chance of actually hurting you, Adam still runs away.
Yep.
There's something to be said about that, though. I feel like you guys will get killed early.
A consistency in your cowardice.
My favourite thing to do in Skyrim is sitting on the other side of a river and just slowly picking off mammoths, because they can't go through the river. They can't go through the water. This might have been a bug that was only in the Xbox 360 version. I think it must have been fixed now. But like, I would sit the other side of the river. They would come as far as they could, and I would just pick them off, shooting like 50 arrows until they died, just to boost up my arrows or my archery skill really quickly.
Oh, okay, that's why you did it. Oh, there was a few things like that. Do you remember making like a...
Well, that's not why. That was an outcome of doing it. The reason I did it is because I was just being stupid.
Make a shit ton of iron daggers to level up your smithing. Oh my god.
Yeah, you should do that.
Back and forth. Agony.
What jewellery were you rocking in Skyrim?
An amulet of Mara, because I was happily married to Ayala the Huntress.
I had the cannibalist one.
Simp!
What did I have? I did have a ring, but I can't remember what one. I had some kind of ring.
I had a few rings to boost my stats as well, but...
Yeah, I'd plenty of I was like fucking P. Diddy in Skyrim. Argonian Puff Daddy.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, Josh. What do you think of Dragon Age? Because I always think Dragon Age looks worse in the one-to-one face cutscenes than it does in the actual game. Did you notice that?
I think people's faces in the cutscenes are the weirdest fucking thing.
Yeah, just something off about it. I don't know.
It's like they're partially facially tracked, but not well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're making real human expressions, but in like the wrong context.
I liked the fact, I think a lot of the armors, I have to be honest, weren't that nice. But I did like the fact that, in fact, your followers' armors looked a shit ton better than yours. That was what was really annoying. I was like, Varric would be set up and he'd look like a freaking boss, right? And I would look like a bloody, I don't know, a chimp in a suit. Like,
fucking Varric's fucking dwarven Han Solo look.
Yeah, exactly. And then the more you'd upgrade him, he'd have like, nice like buttons on his lapel and stuff. I don't know. It's just, you got to play the game to know what we mean.
You just got to have been there, man.
The armor you had looks so much worse than everybody else's.
Yeah, it used to really bug me. Obviously, when you get to, like, spoiler alert, when you go to what is it, Skyforge or Sky, your big castle.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, Skyhaven or Skyforge or whatever it's called.
I think it's Skyforge. I can't remember.
I think so. But you get like a forge in there for like, is it like masterwork armors or like proper good armor you can forge in there?
Yes.
And I made this good armor, right? And it took me so long because I wanted it in like matte black. But the one that looked matte black when it was actually on your character, because of the material of the armor, didn't look how I wanted it to look, and I was so fucking angry about it because it took me so long to get it.
Was it more like a grey kind of thing?
It looked more glossy, but it was like closer to grey, and I was like, no.
Oh, mate, you'd swear like the armor was just covered in oil, which in the medieval times it would be, but
Yeah, but I was raging about it.
all the armor just shines. Yeah, I thought it was cool that you could choose a specific metal and then choose the design of the armor. I think that is quite cool. That's quite a good idea.
Sexy. I don't know. I've not played this game. I was just checking the Instagram story, see if it loaded. So I feel like we've done a bit of the armors and skins and stuff. Or should we talk about skins for like battle royale online games a little bit?
Oh, microtransactions, so fucking addictive, man. I hate it.
It's so addictive. It's so annoying, but we all do it. Like I bought that shiny Gibby one only to not play as Gibby ever again. Like,
oh mate. Well, I wanted to get that hoplite armor for armor. I say it looks like a Roman kind of Spartan thing for Loba, right? Do you remember it?
Well, Spartans are actually Greek.
Yeah. Hoplites are Greek, but it looked more.
I know what you mean.
It was the brush, you know. It was the brush. Oh yeah. So, but I couldn't justify spending a shit ton of money to get the gold coins you have to get for it because I'd already saved them up, so I don't have to pay for the next battle pass. Right. So I thought, I'll just get a box.
Thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll just get a box, right? Because I can catch back up. So I got a box and fucking. It was the shittest things. Like, not even crafting materials. I was like, this is a legendary loot box I've just bought, and there's fuck all in it.
Get anything
Brilliant.
Good. Getting, like, legendary banners for, like, for characters you don't even play as.
Yeah. It was legendary banners for Revenant. I never play as Revenant.
I've got 3 legendary skins for Mirage. 3 for Mirage, and I've never used them in the game because they come.
I've got one for
packs.
Fuse, and I don't even have Fuse. I've not even unlocked Fuse, and I've got a legendary skin for him.
Oh, which one?
The pirate one. It's cool looking as fuck.
Oh, that's sick! Unlock it.
The best one.
It's the best one.
Got it in a pack. I was going to unlock him, but I was like, I just cannot be fucked. Such a hassle having to unlock this character because of fucking. They gave me a skin.
Which one of you two posted the? It was like 100 million players, and it said "Play Apex," but it looked like freaking propaganda. It looks really weird.
Oh yeah, no, we're now endorsed by Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah, how do you think I'm affording this flat?
Don't joke. Don't you joke about that. Because I freaking love Respawn.
Because the respawn will come and get you. They'll find you in your sleep and they'll murder you, Adam.
The voice actor for Blisk actually looks like that, and he'll come round your house with a lead pipe. He will. He'll freaking break your knees. And he'll go, "Don't you come back here, mate. Don't you talk shit about Respawn."
My house, my new flat is funded by the monetization of this podcast, and I've just not shared any of the money with either of you.
Yeah, his new flat and his new hat,
and my new the flat hat combo. They came in a double pack,
in a legendary pack.
They came in a legendary pack. I got a new flat and I got a cowboy hat.
Very good. Let's move on. Okay, so I've got a couple more things I want to talk about. More about the aesthetic of games and more like some of the maybe symbology or like graffiti used in games. That's sort of. Yeah, that's just a word. I'm just throwing it out there. We're not going to talk about symbols, are we?
I don't even... Is that even a word?
Symbology.
Yeah. If you read like a Dan Brown novel, you get a lot of symbology.
Jesus.
Have you ever read like the Da Vinci Code and stuff?
Nah, it's not my kind of book. I read a lot of cowboy books.
You ever read the Da Vinci Code?
They're good, but it's just like
it's a good one.
It's like being on like a tutorial run of a game. It's a great book, but he takes you through every single fucking thing in so much excruciating detail.
Do you know what book I found so dull? The Great Gatsby. Oh
yeah, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Too fucking boring.
I like Of Mice and Men.
Yeah, but you can read that in a sitting though.
Yeah, you can. You can, to be fair.
Anything but Cormac McCarthy, but another good book. It's not by him. It's called In the Distance. I'm reading it just now. It's quite good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, nice.
He endorses that. Maybe you'll get a free flat from him as well.
Hopefully I'll get another flat.
I'm quite bad, really. I just tend to read fantasy books and books that are supposed to matter to people.
Vanity reading.
Yeah, I do that too. Is the fantasy I read Western.
Do you know what I mean? So I've read Moby Dick as well, just off my own back.
His name was Ishmael.
His name was Ishmael, and this is a biblical reference.
Fat
Yeah, literally.
cock.
Hey, look at us, we're starving. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Oh no, oh I'm fine. That's literally what happens at one point. It's literally. Have you seen that Mitchell and Webb sketch?
Which one?
The man who has a cough and it's just a cough and everything's fine, and it's a movie.
Yes. Oh, it's fucking great.
I'm fine. It's just a cough.
BMX boy versus like the angel, and he's like, I'm gonna ride here, do this, yeah, and I'll do a little wheelie, and he's like, but I could just summon my angels.
I can just summon the angels, and they can take care of it for us.
Number Wang.
Number Wang. 63. That's Number Wang. 400, 982. That's Number Wang. 3. I'm afraid that's not Number Wang. Pi. That is Number Wang.
The Last of Us, okay? I know it's a game that divides us.
What? What? What is so?
I'm coming at it from a very
What is so
specific.
interesting about the looks of The Last of Us? Just looks like the world.
No,
Let him finish, JJ.
the graffiti.
Oh.
And the intricacy of the graffiti in The Last of Us is fascinating.
Yes, you're right. I am sorry.
The political turmoil that's described, the fireflies, the impending doom. There's references to the developers. There's references to in-game characters who've died in the past. There's and the framing, like arrows or little bits of like blood splattered across. They sort of tell you which way to go.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
It's very good. It's good storytelling. Good game design, actually. Via
Actually,
graffiti.
do you know what? When we spoke about The Last of Us, I actually did talk about how I really liked that. So you're right. I'm sorry.
There you
That's
go.
okay.
You fucking dick jumping
I
down
thought
Adam's throat like that.
you were gonna say something about how it looks, and I was like, looks like the world.
It looks like real life. I don't like
I
that.
don't want the real world in my game.
Yeah, but so does Red Dead 2.
Yeah, but not in our lifetime.
It's a time gone, isn't it? Red Dead 2.
Yeah, well, The Last of Us, the time that hasn't happened yet.
It's the real world that we'll never experience.
Exactly.
I long for a world like the Red Dead 2. A lot of people don't long for a world like The Last of Us. Sometimes I kind of do long for that.
Yeah, sometimes me too.
Societal collapse sometimes sounds like a very welcome treat to me, and I'm sure many folk can agree.
Well, this is the thing, because I was listening to Joe Rogan, and there was a guy being interviewed, right? And he spent something like a year traveling with these Native American nomads. And he said, like, because he just doesn't care about anything at all, like, he got the best feeling just from freaking, like, catching a fish. He'd be like, yes, ah! Like, that's the most exciting thing to him. Just because you've taken away everything else about life. And you've gone, oh, I need food. Better go catch food. And then when you catch food...
I've caught food!
You get really excited. And you're really happy about it.
That honestly sounds so nice.
Cleanse your chakras and let go of your earthly material possessions.
The amount of stresses in everyday life, just taking it back to basics. Oh, wouldn't that be a joy? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes, I got a fish! Ah! Okay, let's finish it with this then. Your favourite art style in a video game?
That's a difficult one.
Anything on the Nintendo DS. Back when I was a child, and it was the most exciting thing I've ever held in my hand. Even if it was so pixelated, but just that feeling of I'm holding it in my hands and I can touch the screen and I can blow into the thing as well.
Did you play Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure?
Of course, I played them. Yeah, they're excellent games.
Mate, those are the two best handheld games I've ever played. So good. Anyway, except now the Switch is out, so everything could be handheld.
But yeah, 2D, very pixelated Nintendo DS. That's my favourite style.
I'm torn. Because Breath of the Wild is gorgeous and I love the art style of it. But I also really love...
Say Breath of the Wild.
I'm going to say Breath of the Wild, but I'm also going to... I'm going to say I'm torn, but yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Just the art style of it, because it's your normal AAA art style, but it's just... There's something just a little bit different with the art style, and it's gorgeous.
I think it's the wind. The wind really makes it in that game. The way everything flows.
Yeah, it's the lack of defined outlining on things.
That is a really good way of doing an objective.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like it's the reverse. It's like the reverse of it's like the opposite of cell shading. Like in the other direction where there's the lines between things and outlines things are like so minute and non-existent that everything seems to flow and blend in a weird way, which is brilliant. I love it.
It does. It's beautiful.
My favourite art direction for any game, it has to be the Borderlands series. It's cell shaded, but with
To the max.
drawn comic book style artwork on top of those cell shaded models. It just looks brilliant. And do you know what? I think it's almost timeless. Like I can play Borderlands 2, right? Which is a game that came out in 2012. And it doesn't feel like it came out in 2012. It is timeless. Other than the fact that, you know, in a lot of shooting games you can slide and there's little quality of life things now, which Borderlands 3 added.
3 does those, yeah. The pinging, the sliding, yeah.
But it's just that comic book style art. I'm still not sure how they did it. I know they just projected, an image onto a cell shaded model. Like I know that, but I still don't understand it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what? How have you done this?
How have you done this? What have you done?
Oh God. Hello?
Is your thing gone out?
Yeah, my thing went out for a second there.
Oh, it's yours. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's JJ's, it's not mine. I'm still here.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
Clanging
freaking
on.
Awesome.
Who whacked their thing out? Live on camera. Oh, he's even got braces. He's even got braces.
Oh, look at you!
I went full tilt, bro.
You
did. I love
you
it.
look like you're about to pull Borat to one side and spout some homophobic shit.
Any final little bits you want to say about?
Yes. The Dragoon armor from Final Fantasy XIV is the best armor in any game.
Ooh, there we go. We'll find a photo and put that on Instagram, so all you at home can see that.
They should make. I'd like to finish on the fact they should make better designed armor for female characters in RPG games. Women can look powerful and sexy. We don't have to choose between them.
Yes.
And also, like, armor that is just a bikini but gold. It's not going to save you, is it? So
yeah, it's just a metal bra.
yeah, how is that going to protect your midriff in the reality of the situation? Like,
Dark Souls does it very well. It's all just the same armor, whether you're a boy or a girl.
oh, cool. I've not played it.
Best way to do it.
Excellent. See you later, boys. Have a good week.
See ya.
Hasta la pasta.
Hasta la pasta.
Thank you for listening to the Bro You Haven't podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bro You Haven't Pod for updates on future episodes and more. If you like this week's episode, you can catch our other episodes on Spotify, Acast, and YouTube. On behalf of myself, Adam, and Josh, have a lovely week. Goodbye.